Yeah, turn the volume up on that.
Really?
Yeah, have you ever tried watching this in a replay?
I have watched it in the
Yeah,
replay.
you can barely hear that unless you have it turned up pretty high.
Interesting.
So, hey, all one person waiting for us. I'm sorry we're late. For those of you watching this afterwards, we had a few issues, namely this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Comes by
I tend to
Action
lose track.
Figures.
Man, I just I was okay. Long story short, I was at Target. I was waiting forever for the employee to come and help me, and it's just what it is. And I do apologize, but we're here now, and we're gonna hang out.
Why were you at Target buying Bud Light?
I was, uh, I was actually picking up Pikmin. I played the demo of Pikmin, and I actually enjoyed it. And considering I almost chopped my finger off this morning,
Oh,
FPSs are kind of going to be MIA for about a week or so until I feel like I get the motion back in my
I did
finger.
the same thing. I don't know if you can see it. While I was making meatloaf.
Dude, this needed stitches. I have four
Oh, no.
stitches. I cut
Oh,
it. I saw the meat of my finger, and I said to myself immediately, "Yep, that's gonna need stitches."
oh.
So I got I my friend uh, took me and rushed me over to the ER, and we took care of everything. And 5 hours later, oh, dude, it was so it's deep. It was deep. It was deep. When you see the fat of your finger, you know you need stitches. So it hurt.
It
I'm not
also
gonna lie,
means
man.
lose weight.
It's yeah, true. But I mean, dude, just imagine like a paper cut times I don't know, 50 or more. And then they got to open it up, and then
Mhm.
they're flushing it out. It burns. It
I,
burns. It's not. It's
I had
very
my fair
uncomfortable.
share of surgeries and stuff like that, so I feel you.
And you
I
feel, and
know.
then the Novocaine, they shove the Novocaine in there with the needle, and you feel the needle kind of squirming around and moving around,
Mhm.
and then your finger turns into a sausage. And the doctor, nice doctor, dude. He knew what he's doing, stitched that bad boy up, and here we are. Here we are today. It's just frustrating. It
Hey,
could have been
everybody!
avoided.
What a way to start the podcast.
Yeah, I almost chopped my finger off. Anyways, Ninja Turtles. No.
Finger mutilation.
Yeah,
Well, Ninja Turtles, it works. Finger mutilation.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Didn't need stitches, but
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not fun.
no, that doesn't sound like fun at all.
No, it doesn't.
Actually,
So, I'm gonna go back up to one of Cody's comments here, and I'm gonna let you answer this, Nick.
anyone else miss Josie? You know what? We all miss Josie, but Josie has her thing, and I don't know. She's busy. She's making videos. She's got a lot of other things going on, and she's if she wants to be on here, she's always more than welcome to be on here. And we always share in the Discord when we're gonna go live and what we're doing. So if she ever wants to come back and hang, which I'm sure she will eventually, um, we will embrace her in open arms and nerdum conversation. So
Yeah, we've all been
that's
having.
all we can do.
Yep, and we've all been having our issues. That's why it's only us right now. We haven't had any guests, just because things have been very sporadic and kind of hectic for even the both of us.
Hmm.
So making sure that the two of us can even be here for you guys every Thursday. As you can see, tonight was much later. We started at 9:30 instead of 8:30. I'm sorry about that. Uh, I hope you guys forgive us. We'll just blame him.
Just
Everything's
blame
his
me.
fault.
It's essentially it's my fault. Not only
He
that, like
he had
I
to go to
have
Target and get his Bud Light.
I'll be honest, I have my computer was rendering out some architectural stuff, and it
Hmm.
it legit took about 9 hours to do.
Oof.
So if I was home prior to my other job before this situation, we might have been able to get on earlier, to be honest.
It happens. I
So it
will say,
compounded.
I will say, thanks for all the advice for the new computer. This thing, dude, this thing is runs through
Yeah.
videos like this.
Yes. It's that RAM and the GPU
Between
helps.
that Ryzen 7, I've never had a Ryzen. I've never had an AMD before. I had ATI back in the day,
Hmm.
but this is my first AMD, and It's been beautiful.
It is very good for video.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. That was is this
Was
is
that
this the downer
So
night?
was that by choice though? Because if you're not into what you're learning, you're not, you're not going to be into it, and you just don't feel compelled to finish. Yeah, I had coffee a couple hours ago. You're
2.6 grams of carbs.
nice, not bad for a beer, I must say.
I've been trying to cut out fat and no, well, not as much fat, mainly carbs, like a lot of carbs. I'm on a low carb diet, and this is the only thing I can have, and I'm like, no sodas or any of that stuff. So I'm like, hey, you know what? That's my only thing.
No, I get it. My face is gonna
What?
brighten up here, but bink. There we go.
What are we saying here? I still legitimately shop at Target because I buy track phone cards there, same price as Walmart, and I get rewards. Okay. I would be a liar if I said I didn't go to Target, but we don't have that is the closest thing to my house. If I'm going to Walmart, it's my closest Walmart is almost 10 miles away. The Target
Oh,
is
really?
about because I live out in nowhere.
Yeah, but it's got to be nice and quiet, right? You're not by an airport
Yes,
or anything.
it's a very small. You can either call it a large town or a really small city. It's up to you.
I got you.
But yeah, I have to get on an expressway to go there, but the Target is closer, so it is what it is, and I kind of have no choice. But I still go to Publix and stuff like that. And one thing I will say, I went to Target. Oh, there's that energy drink, and I picked this up the other day. Can you guys see that? You see what that is?
Nice.
Okay, this is a $32 figure. I don't know if you guys can see it in the little box, but I paid $8.90 for it.
Oh, dude, if we're talking about figures, bro.
$8.90. I had to get too bad. And this is the new Eternia version.
If we're talking about figures, hang on.
We'll get into the topics in a moment. We kind of went side quest. We'll get back and then we'll go side quest again.
I gotta be careful. Feel the stitches in my finger. These Apex Legends figures were $5.99, 50 to 70% off over at Target. I had to get them, dude.
You got ripped off.
You think so? I mean, come on, for $5,
dude. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah. No, dude, it's great. Anyways.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've gotten free Magic cards and free Pokemon and stuff like that where I've loaded up the app, and I was like, all right. Or most of the time, you end up getting like the tax off or something like that. But we'll save all that to the end. How about which one do you want to talk about first? Because if we talk about
I want to hear. Let's
right there.
Let's go right into TMNT. There's some spoilers. I understand what happened to Baxter Stockman and why they switched that out, which didn't make any sense. They did some weird things.
Okay. I'm going to keep the spoilers down to a minimum.
Yeah, keep them down to a minimum. Because I might go and
Stockman
see it.
was only in it for like 2 minutes.
Saturday.
He had maybe a 2-3 minute scene.
That's
the origin of the ooze didn't make sense. The origin of the turtles was terrible. Splinter was a racist. I have to say it that way because of YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes, he was extremely. The turtles disrespected Splinter. What I really feel that they did is they made the turtles look the way they did to bring in the nostalgia factor, bring us old heads. They changed a little bit here and there, which is fine, but all the enemies, they literally went, and they're not even all enemies. They took the good guys and put them on that team, and they went, all right, how can we mutilate these characters as much as we possibly can? Let's say, all right, this was Ray Fillet. Throw it away. Let's create something, pull it out of our butts, and make him a singer, a thing. Mm-hmm. How do I not spoil this? Okay. It's going to be a minor spoil. I can't get into it without saying.
Okay, so minor spoilers for the TMNT. I got 5 people right now on Twitch. Minor spoilers, guys. We're going to talk about TMNT. and we're going to talk about the Witcher series and how
Right.
apparently we're too stupid to understand complex stories. And
Hey, they did the same thing with Secret Invasion, but I didn't watch Secret
you were
Invasion.
telling me about it. So not to digress, and then we'll go into some other stuff. But those are the two main topics right now.
We'll
but
end it with the Switch 2 and all that craziness. Oof.
But go ahead. Back to TMNT.
So, okay, if you've watched any other iteration of the Turtles, the ooze didn't just mutate them into human-ish animals, right? Or older versions of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it did in this one. You needed, in all the other versions, they needed to have some kind of contact with a human to become humanoid. Nah, they just went, oh, they got bigger. What?
Oh, like Magic Genie. I got the ooze,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden, now they're teenage turtles.
You grow up into a human-ish thing over the course of time.
Yeah, but but how long? How long? Really?
They said over 15 years, they grew up from little whatever they were, because the Bebop, Rocksteady, they're all test tube babies. All of them, except for the Turtles, were test tube babies. You thought the whole thing about April having pet turtles and naming them Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael?
I didn't think it was that
It's
bad.
worse.
So we're talking about right now. What we're talking about is the Michael Bay ones, where April O'Neil had pet turtles, and then the ooze and everything like that. Because in the comics, April O'Neil actually worked for Baxter Stockman too. So Baxter Stockman being a scientist, they could have like changed the origin a little bit. So it didn't.
That's kind
it
of
didn't
what
feel
they did
too
with
separated.
the Bay movie.
Yeah, that's what
the Bays were really sourced from the comics more than people realize. But we're talking about Mutant Mayhem. The Turtles did not respect Splinter. Splinter was an awful. It was just an awful representation of Splinter. There was no Hamato Yoshi. Nothing about that. He was just a rat that taught them ninja because he was afraid of people ninjutsu off of TV and YouTube.
You know, can we get sidetracked here just a little bit? Thinking about Master Hiroshi. What was his name? Hiroshi. What was Splinter's master's name? Matayoshi. Just think about this, guys. What if there was a Splinter origin story? That's a dark Splinter origin story taking place in Japan.
There was. In the comics.
In the comics?
But, yeah. That's how we got the origin in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had I have the books. They actually came out like graphic novel types where they first meet April. Splinter tells April the entire origin, kind of like he does in the movie, but more in depth, and it's a little darker. There's a lot of things in those books that are much darker that they took for the movie or even the cartoon show and made it lighter because children. The original Ninja Turtles weren't designed for kids. That's the thing.
Well, we all know that, yeah.
Yeah, it was very bloody, very gory.
But maximize profits and make it available to everybody. Sell and believe it or not, people, they want to make the movie as popular as possible to sell products. Correct. Hamato Yoshi is Splinter. He was a ninja before the ooze. Correct.
In the original cartoon in 2012, and I think the 02 he was as well. I don't remember the origin as well in the 02, but I think he was Hamato Yoshi in all of them. I know in the comic and in the movie, the original movie, he was mutated from Hamato Yoshi. So the original 90s movie took the comic origin, which they're not too far apart. But they didn't. They just threw out all of that with Mutant Mayhem. I even saw a little thing on Instagram, like a little documentary thing, and apparently the people who made the movie studied the figures really hard to create these new versions. Apparently they didn't study hard enough.
Which version? Which version? Yes. Because I think they were looking at
original figures and said they studied them to create modern versions of them. No,
Well,
they
I
didn't. They
think
just took it and said, "Is this a what animal is this? Fillet? What is that? Ray? Is that a manta ray, or is that a devil ray? What kind of?" And then you're probably just same thing. And then they just went, "No, I don't like this. He's a wrestler. Don't like that. He's too masculine. Don't like that. Scumbug. Oh, we're gonna make him a guy. Oh no, now we're gonna make it a woman. Oh, and don't get me on the Splinter Scumbug thing. I'm not gonna say anything because that's a horrible spoiler.
well,
Oh,
yeah,
and
but here,
remember how ninjas stay in the dark and the turtles were always, they didn't want anybody to find out their identities. Well,
yeah,
they threw that out the window. You need to see it, but don't spend money on it.
I think my buddy D'Angelis hit me up and asked if I wanted to go see a matinee. Honestly, dude, I
You're
just
gonna
want
be
some.
angry just as I was.
I
I was
just want.
seething.
I just want my $25 box of popcorn and my giant diabetes cherry cola. I guarantee you I'll fall asleep halfway through the movie, as I said per usual on previous casts. But
I'm gonna tell you this. It starts out okay. You're gonna be like, all right, I can deal. Once they introduce April, you're gonna be like, why is she fat? She's short and round. She's
know
like
what?
a fifth turtle.
Yeah,
And then they took away all class that she could have.
Here's the thing.
There's one thing that made you just go, "Oh my god, really, really?" And then they put in this Seth Rogen humor, which I feel sorry for parents having to explain certain things to their kids.
Well, here's the thing. I don't care.
Ooh.
It's not right about Scumbug. I don't understand. Isn't it a little bit on a side that, okay, regardless of April O'Neil's color, I don't care about that. But to make her a chubby little girl, like,
Just
I don't
pretty.
understand. Isn't that a little kind of like, I don't know how
It's 2023. Why couldn't they just make her pretty and fit?
Well, remember
Because
they started doing this with Andromeda. Remember Mass Effect Andromeda? This is when all that BS started happening. They took two beautiful models, male and female. The female model, unbelievably gorgeous, and they dumbed her face down. And I'm like,
they ended up doing
why?
With what do you call it? Tomb Raider? Because do you watch Melanie Mac? Melanie Mac Go Boom?
No.
She's a big Tomb Raider fan, and she has this thing with today in movies and video games, especially video games. She covers it quite a bit.
Are we talking about the Tomb Raider movie? Because that thing was awful. I watched 15 minutes of it. Games. I said trash. I thought Lara Croft.
They uglify Lara Croft 10 ways from Sunday. And
not these last three games. Lara Croft, she's one of my favorite characters of all time. Lara Croft is new stuff. Smoking in the game.
Have you seen the new versions of her, supposedly for the new game that's coming out?
Oh no, they ruined her model.
I'll let you
changed her model.
On your own time. I'll let you go look at that on your own time. Hey, yeah.
You're kidding. Hey, guess what? You know what? That's fine. With PC, if they ruin Lara Croft's model in a month, give it a month, give it less. They'll be like, PC modders, the gaming community, be like, oh, you want the good model back? Here you go. Download this mod, and then you can just play as her regular model.
Tomb Raider 2023, the game.
2013.
There wasn't a movie back then, right?
Tomb Raider 2013 is a masterpiece. The movie or the game, D-Man Gaming?
Was there a game in 2013 or was there a movie in 2013?
Yeah, I think there was.
No, the movie was the
first iteration.
16, right? And then the movie was 2002.
Let's not get too sidetracked.
That was before the 2013 one was the one on the 360. That they brought to Xbox One, right? The first in the remake series, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. Oh, Lara Croft is dude, guys. 8 days ago, Lara Croft is coming to Call of Duty Season 5. Yeah, man, I don't want to spend money, but if I have to.
I'm not a Call of Duty guy at all, especially after everything that went down. But they put Zoltan Balthroi from Five Finger Death Punch. And Five Finger Death Punch is America as you can get.
Yeah.
and they're one of my favorite metal bands.
That's why they did it.
My top 2 bands of all time. They're like waving the flag, just heavy, just metal. It's great.
Yeah, AC Eternal.
Sorry.
I'm putting the
okay.
I'm putting
Yeah.
the link in.
Okay. Cody wants us to go back to Turtles. I understand.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Cody. We got to go back to Turtles.
Yeah, we get sidetracked too often. So
Hollywood has this weird perception of you can't have good-looking actors and actresses, but you can
take away all of her class, and that
you can have men with 6 packs and muscles running around in movies and have this big handsome man thing, but women, no, women must be average.
One thing that in every Turtles movie, when there's a big fight in the streets, what people are the first ones out there? In the middle,
Foot Clan, dude. It's the Foot Clan.
No. In terms of regular people, who are the first ones out there trying to stop everything, getting in the mix of everything in every action sequence that happens with any Turtles movie in the streets of New York?
Well, there's usually police there first, right?
Not in this movie. Not a single one.
They didn't put police officers.
There, at the end, you'll see the city is getting destroyed.
No police officers. Cop. No military, no police officers.
They threatened to like, oh no, this is gonna happen. Where are all the police? I turned to my wife. I'm like, who's stopping this? There's no police, no military. And I'm like, at least this place would be swarming with cops. Not a one. There was one firefighter. I can't say anything else because it'll ruin the entire thing.
Okay, so I'll be honest, we are digging below surface level right now with it, and I could see what you mean.
No, that was one weird little thing at the end that just made me go, wait, that was weird.
Well, if you look at it in a political sense and the certain political climate that's been happening around, you can say that was. You could say that, hey, this was intentional. They don't want to have any. They don't want to have any police representation, because I don't want to sidetrack and go too political. But it's like police are bad. We're living in an odd state right now, where a situation in America where police are bad and you can't trust them, which is false. And first Michael Bay movie, The Foot Clan, had guns. I forgot about that, dude.
And that's okay. Do you not remember in the cartoon the big rifles that they would have? Even in the games, they have those laser rifles.
Oh, laser rifles.
Mm-hmm. So for them to have regular guns, it's all right. Now, in the comics, I don't remember reading one where they did. So I know they took liberty and kind of plucked things from different Ninja Turtles source material.
Okay.
This one, in Mutant Mayhem, they just went, nah, we're just going to make everything. It's like they just took everything good. Seth Rogen threw it out the window and said, I'm going to make it in my image, and put in really bad humor.
It just,
and
you know what?
He was
I'm
Bebop,
not a...
And it was just Seth Rogen. It wasn't Bebop. It was Seth Rogen. Oh, wait till you get to the end. You know how all of them are enemies? Yeah. Well, the good guys and the bad guys.
Just doesn't make any sense.
They're not. I can keep going.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
where do we go? Yeah,
well, anybody anyone in chat, have you guys seen the Mutant Mayhem movie yet? Anyone? I know it just came out yesterday, but it's Ninja Turtles. I'm still gonna see it, and I'm gonna go for its entertainment value,
because they started playing it on Tuesday at 3 p.m. around me.
Were there a lot of? How about the crowd? Was there a crowd there?
Okay. Now my theater was sold out for every show because it was the $6.50 day.
Dude, that's a good price.
Tuesday movies are sold out there, and it's called Cinepolis, where it's like Cinebistro, if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah, yes.
It's like that. So to have these massive recliners, they bring food and everything. You can order food and everything. I was that guy that had fish and chips. And nice. What's one of the things that you put on fish and chips? Malt vinegar.
Tartar sauce.
No, I do malt vinegar. I make my fish swim in malt vinegar.
Smell the damn theater, dude.
My wife
You're
was like,
that guy, dude.
Yeah. I went, oh, well. Yeah, and at one point I was like, all right, I'm just going to pay attention to my food. I got They didn't have anything I wanted on draft. So I ended up getting a Blue Moon, and I was like, it's okay.
Blue Moon's
But
okay. You need
I
an
paired,
orange for it. I'm not
yeah, they
too
didn't have
keen
it.
on beers that have to put fruits in, except for
Agreed.
maybe like Corona. Lime has a refreshing thing. All right, Ace
There we go.
Eternal, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by, dude.
See you, Cody. Sorry we started too late. Like I said, things happened, but appreciate everybody for being here. And yeah, there we go. So you know what? I'm not going to. I've gone on for about a good 15 minutes on this. The movie was bad. It was the turtles were designed. This is where I'm going to leave it. The turtles were designed to do like a hook, line, and sinker and bring in the old heads like you and I who grew up with it. And then once we saw it, we just go, that ain't right. They just literally took all the characters, changed their attitudes, changed their personalities, changed pick something. They changed it.
Mm-hmm.
And the story was incoherent. Things did not make sense. They didn't there were parts where it just went, wait, what, why? And then they just ignored it. And it just it was stupid. It was poorly written. Characters were poorly designed. There was just everything was poorly done. They picked an animation style which could have been very positive. The thing is, at points, they overdid it. They made like a sketchy look to it, and at some points in time they overdid it. And that was an issue, but that's a minor issue that comes from someone who's in the art field, who does design and who overly pays attention to that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a nitpick thing.
Yeah.
But
let's what
the
here. Let's
characters
leave.
were terrible, and the ending was the awful. And you know what? Like I was telling my friend, I enjoyed the Bay movies more because they actually stuck to the personalities of the characters, and that meant more to me than anything they did in here. At least the spirit of the characters were there.
Mm-hmm.
They might have looked weird. Here they looked weird and they weren't the characters. They had different personalities, different sexes, different everything. And it was just wrong. It was wrong.
I think anything else? You want to add anything else?
I'm gonna leave. It was bad. Don't waste your money unless you really want to see it. See it on a day where it's, like I said, like a $6.50 or a dollar theater or something. You know, you can do it that way too. I don't condone that, but hey,
I like that. I'll put it this way: if you guys really want to,
oh no,
you said it was better than Mario, but
Mario was a billion times better.
Mario was fantastic. I loved Mario. Okay, alternatives for animated films. Two alternatives to if you're in the mood for a fun film. Number one, if you want to see a Ninja Turtle cartoon animated, not CG, I highly recommend watching Batman vs. Ninja Turtles. Okay. It was fantastic. It was a great. It was dark. Okay. The Ninja Turtles are badass. It was really good. It was good. Also, recently I saw Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
That was good. I saw it in
theaters. That was fantastic.
My wife and I were leaving Universal on a whim. We were like, because it started raining, we're like, oh, okay, we're just gonna head out. And we're like, hey, want to go see that? Sure. What a great film. It was a good redemption story.
Very good redemption story, and highly recommend it. It was fun. So go see those instead of TMNT if you want to wait for a digital download or an R version.
Who voices Batman in that one?
I think the guy, the OG Batman guy, guy who's always Conroy. I believe Conroy does Batman in there because Conroy's iconic.
I saw it when it came out.
Batman.
But yeah, I don't remember. Now, one thing is, I know people love Spider-Verse. I can't watch it. It gives me a migraine. The animation and the colors and everything, I can't watch it.
Oh, Troy Baker did.
Oh, it was Troy Baker.
But no. Troy Baker did the Joker, and he did Chris Hamilton's Joker to the perfectly. Very impressed. Let me see here.
You mean Mark Hamill's Joker?
Mark Hamill. Yeah. What did I say?
Chris Hamilton.
Isn't he a skater? Isn't Chris Hamilton a figure
I think
skater?
so.
Oh boy. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
see,
no. Holy cow, holy Toledo. Troy Baker did Batman's voice, but Troy Baker also did Joker's voice in the latest Batman video games. In one of the Arkham Knight games, he did a phenomenal.
Because Mark Hamill did it in, I think, the first two. There was one that Mark Hamill didn't do it in. Might have been Arkham Origin.
You know what? Speaking of movies, you know what movie I want to see? The Meg 2. I want to see it.
I love shark movies.
I love movies
Sharknado.
too. Gosh darn it! I gotta see that Meg 2.
Yes,
I really enjoy. I almost want to watch Meg again for the third time. The first one. When does Meg 2 come out? Let's see here.
Shut
I'm
up,
just
Meg.
clicking. Shut up, Meg. we're doing Chris's monkey. Let's see here. Meg 2 release. I sent you a link for The Witcher. If you want to post that up, because I don't want to screens around.
I did not get it.
I sent it through Discord. Meg 2 release.
I have Discord on my phone.
Oh, Meg 2 comes out tomorrow.
So, yeah.
All right, I'll put it up on my screen.
Pull it up in your browser. Yeah, you know what? I forgot to go back and put Browser Wars. I was like, let me do it, and I went to sleep.
Bowser Wars. Can I have? Let me see.
You put Bowser Wars. That was great.
Bowser Wars. That was awesome.
I think it auto corrected you.
Did it? Okay, we're gonna go to present.
Yeah, I didn't hear about the Netflix Witcher thing, but I heard what I did hear is they're just going to cancel 4 because the whole writer strike and everything. And honestly, I've been keeping up with it through. Here, I'll add it in a second.
Okay, so now you can add it.
Excuse me.
Okay.
But I've been keeping up a lot with it through Clownfish TV.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Hollywood is using this as a great reset for Hollywood. Get rid of all these terrible writers, all these companies and actors that have basically agendas that just really have destroyed the film industry. So apparently that's the issue with the next season 4 of The Witcher. And apparently they're just going to cancel it. All these, because of the strike, it's affecting shows and movies and even some games, from what I heard.
It seems like it's
up for the next 2 years.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. They don't want to pay writers. They don't want to pay good writers. And all the good writers, the people, the producers think that they know. Listen, Hollywood, and you know who says this the best is Prince says this in Hollywood needs an enema is what it needs. Quote from Joker movie, "This town needs an enema." Man, I love 1989 Batman.
Yes.
Within
Flash
Hollywood
was better than Mutant Mayhem, by the way. Flash was better.
Yikes.
But continue.
So the Prince said it the best. Hollywood is full of lawyers and I forgot who else, man. But essentially people who are not creative. People just, and these people think
Activists?
that they know what's good. That too, but no, you're talking Portland, Oregon. But it's just full of lawyers and people with money that think that they know what is good and think that they know what an audience wants. They have no freaking idea. They're not artists. They're not creative.
A lot of them are just there to, let's say the studio heads, for example. They're there to make money. They don't know what makes money, so they listen to these people that are in their ear in Hollywood saying, hey, this is going to make money. And it doesn't, because the majority of Americans don't like that stuff.
Well, I mean,
we like that normality. We like normality. We like a good superhero movie. Now we're tired. Everybody's tired of superhero movies, but we like a good story with, the good guy or the hero coming out at the end and, pro America, pro the family, beat the bad guy. And every movie is good guy beats bad guy.
Yeah, well, that's, again, and I've said this in some previous podcasts. This is why I liked Marvel Endgame, when he snapped and just everybody disintegrated.
Yeah, Graham, I was watching that today.
Episodes of the 80s. Yeah. Yeah,
I started watching it today. I have them all on DVD. But continue. Sorry, Nick.
So no, you're good. And so you could watch the movies that made us, and over half of those people and we're talking about older movies, like in the 90s and stuff.
Mhm.
Producers are like, this is terrible. This will never make money. And whether or not you like the movie Dirty Dancing or not, I think it's a great movie. I think it's classic. That movie script was found in a dumpster, and it's one
Not
of
a movie.
still
Not a movie I liked, but I can agree that it is a classic and
yes.
it is well written. But
Yes.
I'm not into musicals or dancing numbers.
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff like
I
that.
think that's fair. I when I finally saw it, I was like, oh, I really enjoyed this movie. But it's just a constant thing in Hollywood. Didn't they cancel Deadpool 3, or is this publicity?
It's
I
on
feel like
hiatus
it's on hiatus.
because of the strikes.
Well, these movies make millions and millions of dollars, and they don't want to pay the writers.
Unless it's Disney, then it lose billions and billions of dollars.
Oh man, dude.
Indiana
Disney.
Jones, Elemental, Buzz Lightyear. What's the other one? Little Mermaid. All lost millions combined.
Oh
I think
man,
it was
wait till Snow
90
White
million until this thing.
Wait till
Indiana
Snow
Jones?
White comes out, dude. This is kind of like
I think it's going to be taken, and I agree with them on Clownfish that I think it's going to be so bad that they're just going to either do the tax write-off or send it straight to Disney Plus,
digital.
and it'll get memory hold. Just like there was a new Peter Pan. I bet you didn't know that. Yeah, straight to Disney Plus. It was murked in the reviews. Murked.
There is they filmed Dirty Dancing in my neck of the woods at the former Kushner's Resort. Is that in North Carolina or South Carolina? I believe, Grem. I watched the movies that made us, and they have a whole thing. It's fantastic. Netflix.
Weren't they supposed to add RoboCop to that? To the movies that made us? I only watched the
it's
first
on
part,
there.
where it was like the first 4 seasons.
RoboCop is on there. I heard that.
Jaws, such a good movie.
Oh, Jaws. I still love the first.
Somebody
Jaws.
said that Mutant Mayhem, sorry to go back to this, was better than Jaws and better than Dark Knight.
Yikes. I would definitely
I'm like,
say no.
Go away. Just leave the internet. But
you can't
I don't even say anything. I just scrolled by.
You can't. First and foremost, I don't think you can compare Jaws to TMNT. Maybe
No.
Dark Knight, sure, but also I don't even think you can compare those to any of those, because those are upstate New York. Okay, you're right. Because those are live action films. How would you compare an animated film to a live action film? I guess you can juxtaposition storytelling, right? Compare and contrast those two elements, but you can't compare an animated movie towards a live action movie because they're done completely different.
I'm not a fan of what's his name? Christian Bale. Not at all.
Yeah, I know you.
But I can admit that Dark Knight was a good movie.
Dark Knight was.
Even though I didn't like his portrayal of Batman,
Mhm.
it was a fantastic movie overall. I just think they could have picked a better actor. That's it.
Which actor would you think would have been a better one? Do you remember the word around the rumor mill?
I couldn't even tell you.
Well, no, we couldn't. No, we knew that Bale was 100% going to be the Batman for the for the Dark Knight. You know who I think is a great Bruce Wayne? Better than 2 films in the movie making.
The Turtles comment.
Oh, okay. So
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, I thought, is a great Bruce Wayne, burnt out, just like.
He's a good
and I thought
Bruce Wayne and a good Batman.
I thought the suit looked awesome.
Did you see the new suit, the new version of it in The Flash?
I haven't seen The Flash
yet. It was the gray and blue version.
Oh, cool.
But a modern take on it that was like
cool.
It was. I went, that's cool. It's weird, but it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, they did the blue and the gray. Like
we never saw that, and we've never seen that in a live action movie.
Mm.
I love Batman. He's my favorite freaking superhero.
Okay, there was a reason why Christian Bale didn't want to be in The Flash. He knew it was trash. But no, he honestly said that. He's like, no, I don't want to be a part of it. That's why they didn't do it. And from what I heard, the what do you call it? Nicolas Cage Superman. Nicolas Cage wasn't a part of that. They used his likeness. Now I don't know if they paid him or not, but they used his likeness.
I guarantee you they paid him. I guarantee you they paid him. Nicolas Cage, guarantee you. You know, these actors are now licensing out their. Think it's brilliant. They don't have to be there.
We did this again. We did this again.
We're sidetracked again. Okay. Well, to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, to be fair,
it's all about this.
We are talking about movies and Hollywood frickin' ruining this whole thing. Should I maximize this?
Whatever you want.
Okay, you can see some of the stuff that I was looking up here on top. It doesn't matter. Okay, so this was a very big transition into what we're talking about here. The Witcher producer blames Americans and impatient young people for the Netflix show simplified plot. And I just want to go down. Okay, dude, this excuse.
They write that before?
These are books with very rich. This is like Game of Thrones. This is Poland's Game of Thrones, dude. All right. These J.J.R. Martin books, there's 6 or 7 of them, very heavily detailed, very thick, very rich plot lines, et cetera, et cetera. All right. And I'll just start because these 2 paragraphs talk about what the producer says. But I'll kind of speed read this for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the most common criticisms of The Witcher on Netflix is it strays too far from Andrzej Sapkowski's novels. I'm sorry if I mutilate that name. My brother-in-law could pronounce that perfectly, but
but you're not your brother-in-law.
I'm Polish, but he speaks it fluently. It may have been the source of some tension behind scenes. Former series star Henry Cavill made a point of saying pushed really, really hard, which Henry Cavill loved the games, read the books, and was very adamant on saying, "Hey, we got to make sure." To the woman who was the showrunner, he's like, "We have to make sure." He made a statement saying, "We have to make sure we stay true to the canon."
Why did they change up so many characters if he had such a big hand in it?
He didn't. He was trying to.
Okay.
Yeah. Pushed really, really hard to stay true to the books while also claiming that some of the writers on the show actively disliked them. There's no question that some of the aspects of the novel have been simplified for the TV show. And in an interview with Polish site Wyborska, I hope I'm so sorry if I'm mutilating that. Executive producer Tomek Begnicki explained why some of those changes were made. He quotes, "A higher level of nuance and complexity will have a smaller range. And sometimes changes are made out of economic necessity. Production can't stop because an actor gets sick, for instance, but the needs of an international audience, particularly a Western audience, and even more specifically, the lucrative U.S. market, also have to be kept in mind," according to Baginski. He said he encountered a perceptual block with American audiences some years ago when he was promoting an unfinished film project called Hardcore 44, a sci-fi retelling of the war zone uprising. So this is now where he starts to use an excuse on American audience. He goes, "I tried to explain there was an uprising against Germany, but the Russians were." He's trying to explain the story. In his essence, he's like trying to pitch his own film in this interview. He goes, "For Americans, it was completely incomprehensible, too complicated, because they grew up in a different historical context where everything was arranged. America was always good. The rest are bad guys, and there are no complications." When a series is made for a huge mass of viewers with different experiences from different parts of the world, and a large part of them are Americans, these simplifications not only make sense, they are necessary. It's painful for us, blah, blah, blah. Higher nuance and complexity will have a smaller range. It won't reach people. Sometimes it may go too far, but we have to make these exceptions. I'm trying to find the spot where he basically says, everyone has short attention spans, and we have to feed them attention constantly. Bing. So it's your fault. It's your fault that you have short attention spans, and that essentially, like speaking in euphemism, saying you can't comprehend complex stories. Like it's a slap in the face.
2 paragraphs down, the one with the highlighted, the one with the go up one
right
with the
here.
red. Yeah, it's in that paragraph. It's at the last sentence.
Oh, yeah. Okay, right here. He also pointed the finger at the kids, saying that growing up with YouTube and TikTok has left them without the patience for longer content and long and complicated chains of cause and effect. BS.
That's just a fancy way of saying, a snooty way of saying, you can't pay attention to it for too long, so we had to dumb it down for you.
Also saying, this also blatantly says you have no flippin' idea who your core audience is. 12 to 15-year-olds?
No.
That's a small subset that are going to be sitting here watching it.
The Witcher is not for the TikTok audience.
The Witcher's just not for the TikTok audience at all.
If you want to pick a social media platform, it's for the Facebook audience.
It's for the
Facebook
for the people,
and maybe the Instagram audience.
Look at how popular
the MySpace
Game of Thrones was.
Right.
Look at all the multiple essentially stories that were going on constantly. And the earlier series was written very well. That's why everybody loved it. And they had all these rich, complex stories. But
sorry, I'm clicking on stuff. I didn't mean to click on that. I'll click on that in a moment.
Interesting ad. What is the ad for? Dude, imagine going out on a date and picking a girl up in this, dude.
I don't think you can.
Dude, or imagine this guy.
It's a motorcycle with doors.
Imagine this guy cutting you off, right? Imagine this guy cutting you off and then flicks you off, and you're at a stoplight.
I wouldn't see him. This guy.
I would literally go up to this pile of crap and kick it over and laugh and go, see you later. Bye.
How? Okay.
How emasculating of a vehicle is this? This is stupid. Anyways,
you see my truck, my new truck. It's got that nice lift. It's pretty big now.
Truck. We're getting.
There's no way I would be able to see this dude. There's no way I'd be able to. He cut off. He'd get stuck up underneath the truck.
You put a stupid little flag up there that hangs up 5 feet. But anyways, so this third season, which guys, have room in for his pocketbook in that car. Oh man. But anyways, let's get back to this. Now, this is Henry Cavill's last season. And
it says Henry Cavill's last hurrah, which should be the last hurrah of the show.
And Thor's, I think Hemsworth is supposed to replace him. The show is just on a catastrophic downfall. It is so difficult to watch. Potato on my side goes, imagine going to buy condoms in that thing.
What, for his boyfriend?
Probably. So, anyways, third season, Henry Cavill's Last Hurrah is now full on Netflix. We enjoyed the first half of the season quite a bit, but yeah, it's the first half of season 3 isn't too bad if you skip to all Henry Cavill's parts.
Mm-hmm.
So, at least we had the first season.
Dude, what have you been looking up online? Car parts?
No.
Because the advertisement.
Maybe, dude, I barely use this computer to search the internet for anything aside from, look at this. Maybe some anime pillowcases.
Because I'm looking at the hardware stuff. Mine always does. If I just went to bestbuy.com, everything's Best Buy.
I have ad block and everything on here. There's nothing should be showing up. It should not be grabbing any of my data. Maybe I got to put DuckDuckGo app on here.
Yeah, I turned all that tracking off on.
Yeah, dude, it's the worst.
All off. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Hollywood. Okay.
I think that is a perfect thing to end it with.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
So we can actually jump straight in to something that's better than Hollywood.
To everything we know about Nintendo's next console, NVIDIA chips and rumors. Let's do this.
There's a ton of leaks all over the place. There's a ton of stuff. I was listening to the Nintendo podcast today. They were talking about it. RGT85's talking about it. Spawn Waves, you name it. All the channels that we coalesce with are all talking about it. So here's them. We're down here. Soon we'll be up there, hopefully.
Yeah.
But everybody's talking about it. And one of the big things that was mentioned today, apparently, one of the leaks. I didn't read this article, but one of the leaks is the new Switch model is not going to be an OLED. They're going to do the same thing like they did later down the line.
Well, yeah, you know
and
why?
make
Because
it an OLED.
they want to cut costs.
I get it.
They want to cut
But
costs.
the thing is, a lot of the rumors are stating that it's going to look like a Switch Pro
Sure.
instead of a Switch 2. So a lot of people are saying a lot about that. And here, again, I think it's, if they go with everything that has been rumored, it's going to be more like a Switch Pro. And from what I read, see how it says the NVIDIA Tegra X1 is the one we currently have, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be an NVIDIA Tegra X2, and the X2 doesn't handle backwards compatibility well. So there's this about, we don't know if it's going to switch up. It's supposed to. We don't know if it's going to be backwards compatible.
Was there a pun involved in that? We're not sure if it's going to switch up.
Yeah, most people are saying yes, and the leaks are saying yes, but Nintendo hasn't put anything out. Nintendo never keeps the same gimmick twice.
Okay, so they can maybe get. This whole 4K thing out of a Switch console. I'm not subscribing to this idea. I do. Yeah. Unless they make that thing thick, like a Steam Deck. I could see that happening.
The only way that it would work is if it would be like 720 or 1080 in the hand, and when you dock it, the dock is much beefier and has more hardware in there than the current one does.
I could see that
if turns it into a 4K
like a sister board. So you have essentially a sister board on the dock, and then it could bump. And if it's using NVIDIA,
4K, the checkerboard 4K.
Yes. And so if it uses an NVIDIA has this beautiful thing called DLSS, and it's DLSS 3. So it has this AI upscaling for like 2K and stuff. I could see, at the very least, I could see 2K gaming, 4K, forget it, not happening, in my opinion.
So another rumor that came out of this is the release date. People are saying the release date is going to be holiday next year, unlike the Switch, which came out in March in 2017, because they wanted to get out ahead of whatever Microsoft and Sony were doing. But now that they don't have to worry about a new console or anything to compete with, they're going to do it holiday season. But then we have to the thing is, we're going to have to worry about scalpers. So hold on, I've been ignoring everybody because of this. Where are we going here? What do we want to here we go. So much on Nintendo lately. Yep. I think this round of leaks is plausible. I think it's going to be an 8-inch micro LED display.
What are we at? I'm glad Prem brought that up. We're at 7 inches, right? At least give us a bigger screen.
But with the leak about it not being micro LED, do you think it could be micro LED?
I bet you it won't be OLED.
No, it's already not. And they're going to have a refresh with an OLED to sell more.
Yeah.
Micro LED is emerging display technology comparable to OLED, but superior in some aspects. I don't have anything that's micro LED.
I wouldn't know. I don't have experience with micro LED, so I'll take their word for it.
Now, like I was saying about backwards compatibility, because the X2, apparently according to MVG, is not a processor that works well with backwards compatibility. And Nintendo's always been known to, all right, look what they're doing with Mario Kart 8. They brought it over from the Wii U, put it on here, released all the DLC. Why would they make it backwards compatible when you can just buy the whole game again, complete edition, on Switch 2? So Nintendo's about making money, but they're not stupid. I'm afraid, just like Woodhawker was saying today in the podcast, he brings up a very good point. We don't want the Switch 2 to be a Wii U. We don't want to see that.
Creamy Potato brings up a good point. Do VR headsets have micro LED on them?
I don't know.
If anyone knows in chat, let us know.
Micro LED is not like LCD LED. It doesn't have a backlight panel, the pixels are individually illuminated. Interesting. Overall, a higher brightness and color, micro LED are not susceptible to burn out or burn in. That is nice. That's interesting. The thing is, what's the cost of the tech? That's the big thing. What is the cost of the tech? And there aren't too many things that I know that have it. So we'll just blah 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 back away from this. So just so to show you guys, there's talk. There's talk all over the internet the last few days. And it's funny that all this stuff happened when my computer decided to. Mm-hmm. So once I got back on, it was kind of late. So I was like, all right, we're going to save this for the podcast. And with everything that's going on, there's just, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to think. But I'm going to say Nintendo's track record isn't the best when following up a super ridiculously successful console. You had the NES, Super NES, super ridiculously successful.
I
Nintendo
still love
64.
my Nintendo. Mm-hmm.
But then we also had the GameCube. And then we had the Wii. And then we had the Wii U. And then we had the Switch. I don't want to go. And then we had the Switch too. And then we had Game Boy Color, Game Boy. The handhelds have always been, successful. Except for the original 3DS when it came out. It didn't take off so much because of the price. But eventually it blew up.
Do you think they would call it the Switch Super?
I wanted them to call it the Super Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
Yeah, doesn't it have a ring to it?
SNS? The SNS instead of an SNES? Whoever says SNES, I'm gonna kick you in your shin.
It's a British thing.
Go back to the frickin' go back to Britain.
NES and SNES.
SNES and NES. Get out of here, dude.
N64. I can't even put 6-4 together. But try to pronounce that and Wii U.
Potato Head goes, I think they should put a flat screen plasma display on the new Switch. Or maybe a tube.
Tube TV. Done. Make it
my
like
God, dude. Imagine a tube TV for the Switch. Dude, that thing would be like 30, 40 pounds just for this little thing, dude. And it would extend a foot out, dude. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I agree, Grim. I agree. I think that's what's going to end up happening. Right now, all this is just because it seems to be a little more credible because of where the leaks are coming. Nintendo can go, all right, you know what? It leaked. We're going to change this. We're going to change that. We're going to change this just to prove people wrong. And they can do that. There's enough time. Why? Because we don't even know when the time is going to be. And my monitor is really shaky.
Super Nintendo Switch.
I have one of these stands where you're moving and blah, blah, blah.
I am down for the Super Nintendo Switch.
You've never heard me call that in any of the other videos, or I've even mentioned it in a podcast or two.
Red Bandana, I don't pay attention to 80% of the stuff you say. This is... Oh, man.
I haven't done that in a while. Like, you fired. Did I fire you last podcast too?
Yeah, a couple 2-3 in the past. I got fired a couple 2-3 times.
I think I fired you. Hey, look, John, you finally made it. Oh, you're gonna have to go back and watch this. This was a spicy meatball.
Heavy opinions on the TMNT movie and Hollywood.
See, that's one thing I'm trying to keep the more opinionated or the heavier stuff for the podcast.
Yeah, might as well.
Because then we can just kind of talk and rant. And now, you know what it's time for? The side quest.
Oh boy.
We've talked everything. We've covered it. So, like I like to say, oh, thank you, Grim.
Graham with the $10
Navigator is GOAT.
The browser wars. Oh okay. No, we're gonna do part 2.
Now, what we need, Graham, since you did this, you're gonna start the topic off. Give us a topic that you want us to talk about, and we'll rant about that, or just discuss it, or have a what is it with the pinky conversations like we're British? Oh, I'm out of beer. You know they drink their beer warm.
Because they're sociopaths.
Thank you. I need to have my beer ice cold, but no ice. Who puts ice in their beer? You know there are people that do that.
Because they're sociopaths.
Ugh. What am I doing here? Let me stop that. There we go. That looks better on my end.
DuckTales versus Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Wow.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I love the DuckTales.
Tailspin. Spin when you get it. Tailspin. Yep, that was, and I like gummy bears.
You know,
I really liked gummy bears.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers, dude. I haven't seen that in years.
Dude, you know what? You know what I haven't shilled in a podcast in I don't think ever? My book.
Oh yeah, shill it out.
You guys should go buy my book. Yes, it's meant for Christmas, but the publisher decided to change up the name so it could sell all year round, but people can clearly see it's for Christmas. But you should go buy my book. It's available on Amazon. Cat Named Sam. I did all the illustrations. My wife is the writer. She is an amazing writer. She's published all kinds of stuff, like a lot. But me, this is my first. This is my first illustration. I designed that cat is the one that one's based off of right back there. You guys see him? He's hanging out with the rafts. That's Sam. It's a cat named Sam. His mouse buddy, his best friend Bam. Sam and Bam. Okay. Go buy my book. It's great for kids. No politics.
Yeah, see, that's good. Potato asks, do you guys think Nintendo is done with stationary consoles? I miss my old Wii U. I miss my old Wii. I 100%. We talked about this, and
wow, that's awesome, Graham. Sorry.
Red Bandana had brought it up, I think, in a few podcasts in the past, that you think they're 100% done.
You cut out there. You cut out there.
Yeah, because I'm moving my mouth here. I'll restate. Potato goes, do you guys think Nintendo is done with stationary consoles? Yes. Done completely.
As we know it, for the time being, yes. But what I think they might do in the future, 2 variations of a console. Why? To sell more. You're going to get, you know how we got the Switch Lite, dedicated handheld, and then we're going to get whatever the main console is. Let's call it the Ultra Cube 64 128, right? So we get that, and then we're going to get the Ultra 64 Cube 128 Lite, and that'll be the portable one. So what they'll do in the future in order to sell more units, give you that whole beefy 4K, 8K, whatever, home console with all the beefy goodness, and then you get the handheld, which you can take with you. Think about a Series X and a Series S. You see how the power is like, it can play all the same games, but the power is like, ooh, on the Series X. And it's kind of like, on the Series S. That's how I think eventually we're going to see it down the line.
Okay.
Where you can do it that way, and it's all going to be digital at that point.
I think, okay, speaking of digital, here's how I think they're going to do this. Remember, Nintendo has sold over 130 million consoles. That's utterly insane.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. What I will say that they'll do is...
And I own 16 of them.
They'll have, I think they'll have a version that's more expensive for physical cartridges. And then they'll have an all-digital one that's cheaper.
Yeah. The portable one, I think, will definitely be all...
That's how they're going to rework the Switch
I would say if you mix my theory and your theory, the portable one will be all digital. Mm-hmm. Or I think both might be all digital. Or they would go with a digital and a physical version of the same 4 different units. 4 different units, 4 different SKUs. People got to buy everyone. Stupid one person like me will buy the physical, the digital, the physical, and the digital. Why? Because I have to, because Nintendo.
And I think, and again, Potato goes, maybe a Wii U style platform, but with cloud gaming. I think eventually everything will start going to cloud gaming.
No. I won't have it. I'm at the cusp I think I have like 16 more to hit 700. I will not hit 300 more games in like 4 or 5 months. No way. We do have a Discord now. Nick and I were talking about it, about how we're going to do this. We were thinking of doing a members thing where we were going to do, a membership thing, and we're going to give you guys the opportunity to be in a specific Ready to Start podcast or Red Bandana Gaming Crew, whatever we're going to call it, Discord. So we were talking about it. We just really haven't gone far enough with it. Currently, we do have a Discord, but it's just for the podcast members and family. I guess podcast family, because Lich, who used to be big into the channel with me, who used to be a part of it, one of my co-hosts, is in it too. But that's just because we did that. And if anybody else we decide to bring in, I think you give Jackzilla access to it?
He should be in the Discord. I don't think he left yet. I mean, I chit chat with him and we joke around. I could see he's just been busy. That man's been
Hey,
fishing.
Kevin, how you doing?
And
So-
he's got a lot going on. So
Yeah, same thing. Like I've been trying to reach out to Jay again, and a couple of other, like same thing. I was reaching out to Cody, Camelot 331, but I haven't followed up on a lot of them because I've been so busy. And now that everything's done, I will let you guys know I lost my job, and then I got another one just a couple days later. So everything's good. I told Nick the day it happened, and it sucked, but an even better one came along just like 5-6 days later. So I did my got over it, and then boom, another opportunity came. So much bigger, hence the new equipment and everything. So I decided to throw that out there too. But
I want to go back just
thank
really
you for being there.
Yeah.
Because I just
No, he had a good choice. You picked a very good choice of a computer, and you had just the right. Did you with your budget? You probably saved some money too, right?
Oh, another thing is, after talking to you and everything, and you telling me what to get, I went to pay for it. There's no tax this week because of the whole back to school. So I only paid $1.14, I think, $1.40 tax, because one thing I bought, which was this, it's a card reader, because none of the new computers have card readers, and I use SD cards quite a bit. That's the only thing I had to pay tax on.
Nice.
So I saved about $300.
That's really good.
Including tax and then everything.
You buy a couple extra hard drives. Judging from your case, you could put a couple little SSDs.
Well, I have three. No, it only supports one M2. So I'd have to get a PCIe, I think that's what it's called.
Well,
am I correct? Or
your it said 1 terabyte SSD on there, I believe. So you're booting up from an SSD.
Right.
Down the line, get yourself like a 500 megabyte M.2 or a terabyte M.2, and that thing will boot up at just as fast as your PlayStation 5.
This is an M.2.
So the operating system is running off the M.2. Oh, okay. So yeah.
Dude, this thing boots up like this.
Yeah, it's like, a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Wait, it's already boot up? Yeah. It boots up even faster than my laptop, and my laptop it's an M.2 as well.
You should see how good games
run
on an
M.2. Snot. Well, the thing is, I didn't buy this to play games. I bought it to work, to edit, to record, to do all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Graham left. Oh, sorry about that. Good night, Graham. Hear us from
Graham,
the future.
Thanks for stopping by.
Wherever you are.
We appreciate you. I did want to bring up just quickly. Potato brought up a good point.
We've got about 10 more minutes, and then we'll call it. I was supposed to go to the gym tonight, but hey.
Yeah, I would, but I don't want my finger to open up and start bleeding. Can you tell it's leaking? So I have to clean this. Eventually.
You should probably do that.
Yeah. But Potato brought up a really good point. Cloud gaming, I just think in general, this is where I think a lot of gaming will go.
I wish I could see your chat.
Cloud gaming, as in the handheld. Well, if you would have to switch to my window, unfortunately, and you could see mine. But Anyway, sorry, I digress.
Yeah,
Cloud gaming, as in the handheld, connects to the console via the internet. Think about that.
that's the
So,
Q. That's the PlayStation Q. Q Lite or
yes,
Q.
and I wanted to
Yeah,
bring that up. It's a PlayStation Q, but they need to. But why? Like 5G needs to like be on point for everybody.
right.
You have to be able to stream games at a 5G network, and how that
With
works, and that's a service.
with
You're gonna
that
have to
being
pay for a
said,
service.
I almost bought something today.
Oh boy.
I was at Best Buy. I needed to get new speakers for my computer because apparently the output for my desktop puts out too much and gives me feedback on the speakers I have. So I have to get new ones. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever. So I went there and I was talking to the guy who sold me all this stuff. He's like, there was a Razer soundbar or a bunch of Logitech. He's like, honestly, it's all crap. Don't waste your money. I went, oh. So I told him I was looking at some Red Dragon speakers on Amazon, and he said, you know what? Those are actually better, and you're going to save money. Those will do exactly
And
what you need
this
to
is
do.
the Best Buy guy.
Yeah. I was like, I don't need all this crazy. I just have two small speakers. And I told him when I was like, still don't get the Logitech. The best thing we have is Bose, and it was like $300. He's like, you don't need that. I was like, thanks for being honest, because that's the type of salesman I used to be. But with that being said, I was like, all right, I'm just going to look around at some gaming stuff. They had the Asus ROG Ally on display.
Oh yeah, that's right.
$700 one. And I went, oof.
You
And
really need
I
it.
want it, but I wanted the less expensive one, the one with the less storage, because I don't really play PC games as much. I have a handful that I like, but mainly for Xbox stuff like that. And I do have a few Xbox PC stuff like that. So I was like, okay. And all they had was a $700 one. And I sent the picture to my wife, and she goes, "Are you gonna get it?" I'm like, "No."
Maybe
I
another
actually
time,
said no.
dude.
It's
Maybe
not
another
just
time.
that. It's like I don't need to get another toy just to have the toy.
Well, I'll tell you
I'm
this.
not going to use it. I play my Switch
I'm tempted to.
everywhere.
I'll be honest. I'm tempted to sell my Switch, but I'm gonna be training up in
Smack.
Milwaukee, and I'm gonna be bringing my Switch, and I'm gonna be bringing my Steam Deck.
I heard about this. John was telling me about this. Lenovo is working on a Steam Deck competitor. I don't know how that's going to be, but to be honest, why did you buy Pikmin 4? I wanted to ask you that.
I played the demo and I liked it. It's chill, dude. Because you know what? Well, not to sound redundant,
That's fine. I just bought something. I don't know where
but
they are.
this finger, dude, I cannot. I play WASD on the keyboard. I am
Uh-huh.
not switching to controller to play my FPSs, and
Understandable.
so I just need to chill. Everything after this incident, everything that I had lined up for work and side work and
Mhm.
meeting up and a whole bunch of things I had to do just completely tumbled. It was a huge domino effect.
Right.
Yes, a
Oof.
messed up finger will do that. um, and I was just playing the demo again today. I'm almost done with it, and I'm like, I'll just stream this for a little while. It's super chill,
Great.
and they did a lot of things right in this version where things were super time consuming,
Mhm.
and it's not as time consuming as it used to be. And honestly, it's these little Pikmin are freaking adorable, dude.
I have not hooked my Switch back up to stream
I got one of
or
these
record anything
keychains
from
too.
Switch yet. You bought it
Came with it for free at Target. They always do these like little keychains.
oh, I'm surprised they didn't give you free Bud Light.
I know I don't drink that. That's piss water, dude. I've stopped drinking Bud Light years and years ago.
I
So
never drank it. Believe it
terrible.
or not, I was a Miller Lite guy, and then I grew up.
I used to drink Miller Lite quite a bit, and then I drank at the bar I work at. You know what they sell a lot of? Coors Light, dude. That thing
It's
just I'm
it
constantly reaching.
almost it's like moving up there.
Yeah,
The two brands that are really moving up is Yingling and Coors,
yeah.
but Modelo's number one, which is crazy.
Modelo's a good beer. It has a bit pinchy. It's got a bite. There's
Right.
a I don't know how to describe
I
it.
went to
But
order that last night.
mhm.
Last night, or night before at the movie when I went to see the movie, they were out of that. I mean, they were out of like everything. I looked at getting
Got a
the
Bud Light,
Samuel
dude.
Adams seasonal, whatever the Oktoberfest or whatever they had.
Sam Adams,
The summer shanty,
Summer Shandy. Summer
yeah,
Shandy's
they
good.
didn't
Their
have it.
October,
I'm like,
dude, their Oktoberfest is delicious.
so the only thing they had that wasn't an IPA was
New Double Dragon game.
yeah, I did the video on it. I did that
You
video.
do that didn't you do that last week?
Yeah, it did really well. It did really well. The video did well. And then I got the Illusion. Shoot, what is it called? Illusion. I never thought I would. Illusion Island, Disney's Illusion Island.
Oh, dude, I was gonna try that demo. I love the original
it's a Metroidvania with no combat. It almost reminds me of Rayman.
Is it enjoyable?
I haven't had the chance to play it because I've been addicted to a certain game.
Breath of the Wild 2? Oh, Exoprimal.
That's all I've been playing is Exoprimal.
I'm glad you're having fun with it, man. You were really rooting for it, and if you're
IGN
enjoying
gave
it,
an 8. They're like, even with the lack of features right now, the
They'll
gameplay is just so good.
give it
and
another month or two.
Fun. Oh no, they've already laid out in my review. I even talked about their path forward. They've laid out 3 different DLCs, all included with the price, free. There is the roadmap for the DLC and for the season pass. Season pass I think is $8 or $9. With Game Pass you get a discount. I did buy the season pass, but it's all cosmetic.
How much was the season pass? $10, $12?
$7.99, $8.99.
Okay,
it gave you a 10% discount. $8.99. It was $8.99.
That's not too bad.
So, and it gets you up to level 50 or something like that. But to be honest, you can just play the game. You don't need any of the cosmetics. But yeah, it's cool. We all love that crazy stuff. But you can unlock almost everything in the game by playing the game.
Well,
except the stuff that comes in the season pass.
The progression,
but it's all cosmetic.
It's all a grind progression, unfortunately. I mean, hey, so.
But I love the game.
And I can't. And another thing is, I can't.
It's going to be in my top. It's probably going to be in my top 10, maybe top 5 games of the year.
I might be able to play Diablo with my finger the way it is, but dude, like I move it a 1/4 inch, dude. I feel the stitches, dude. It's just not very comfortable.
So you don't have an X? Do you have an Xbox?
No, I don't have an Xbox.
No, okay, but you can play it on PC.
Yeah. Oh, since I showed these in the beginning and nobody was in here. $5.99. We got Red Bull Man.
This says $9.89.
$5.99
with the Target rewards.
$8.90 with the Target rewards. Yeah, that was good.
That's a $32.99 figure.
Warblade.
I have all the new Eternia ones except for Beastman. I just $35 for that figure. I was like, oof. But I do have the new Eternia He-Man and the new Eternia Skeletor. All right. And then I do have all the other Masterverse retro lines, the Hordak, the Skeletor, the He-Man, She-Ra, and then sadly the ones from Revelation. But yeah, okay. So it's been a little longer than normal. Unless you want to talk about anything else, I think
I'm good. I'm ready. I gotta dip out. I got some work I gotta do.
You gotta fix your finger.
Yeah. So honestly, I do have to fix my finger. I have to make, as Patrick Bateman would say, I have to return some videotapes. And I'm really gonna try to stream some Pikmin for everybody on my stream in about a half an hour.
I heard this little thing, and it's a good question. Mm-hmm. It's people love eating chicken fingers, but people don't like fingering chickens.
How dare they?
This is what happens when I can't sleep, and between you and Gabe, you get the brunt of all those videos.
Oh yeah. Did you send? I can't remember because it was
Probably.
Did I send it to you where it's like when I send my friend a bunch of TikToks and he doesn't read them, and
I
the
sent
dude's
that to
behind.
you.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I ended up sending that to like a half a dozen of other people,
That's
dude.
because of what I constantly do to you guys.
Isaac does you do that. Gabe does it to me, and Isaac does it to me too. And it's
Gabe
like,
does
this
it
is
to you
too much
too?
right now. I can't. Yeah. No, I
Gabe does
watch them all, but I can't
Yes.
watch them all at once.
See,
I have like
that's
5
what I
or
do.
6.
I'll watch
Potato
them
does that
all at
shit to me
once.
too.
I'll watch them all at once, and then because I can't respond to everyone, so at least I'll do the little emoji.
A little like emoji, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is
So,
hilarious. Yeah. I'm assuming that was from a Call of Duty game, it looked like.
And what about the one with the cat? You're like, of course it's a cat.
Of course, when he does it with the curtain.
Yeah.
Cat and heat. Anyways.
Oh yeah, those. Hey, if Instagram is not good for anything else, it's good for a laugh.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? He's not wrong. I'm sorry about that, John. It does happen. It does take me a while, especially lately, to get back to a lot of people's messages. And the same thing goes on YouTube here. There are days where I'll get inundated with comments. Other days I'll get like 5. Another day I'll get like 100 or so. And it's hard for me to keep up. And then I get busy with the new job and taking care of the house. We had a lot of problems, and then with the new computer, there's so many things that have been happening. It's hard for me to. I feel like a bad friend and a bad YouTuber. But hey, at least I'm going to sound better, right? This sounds better, right?
No, it's
And
good.
I still haven't fixed
there.
everything. Yeah, I still have to tune everything, which it's going to sound much better, and hopefully.
You know what I'll do? I will send you the software that I used to tune my mic, but I'll be honest, it's added to my Streamlabs. So I don't know if it uses the plugin that's active in my settings all universally as like if I have to turn the plugin on in order for it to sound the way it should.
Okay. I'm going to go on a little rant right now to end everything about Streamlabs. Why, when I started Streamlabs, it gave me all these themes and all this great stuff for free. And then all of a sudden, now everything's under the paywall of Ultra. All the stuff that I had before, only because I've used it can I re-access it. But if I try to get any of the other stuff that I downloaded but didn't use, I can't download it anymore. Can't use it.
Oh, after you paid for Prime?
I never paid for it because wasn't Streamlabs Prime when it was owned by Amazon, but it's not owned by Amazon anymore, right?
Do they even call it Prime?
They call it Ultra now.
It's Ultra.
Right.
Dude, that's why I just make my own stuff. That's why I make my own stuff and I don't have to deal. Yeah.
But I still need you to make a good little musical thingy because look what we got here.
Dude, I know I can do it, dude.
I know you've been busy. That's why I haven't been giving you BS for it.
Yeah. I've been in a mental cage. So like it's so I really feel like I'm letting a lot of people down when I'm not posting 2 or 3 times a week on just regular videos. So I'll spit out shorts for everybody, but I just really do feel like I'm letting people down because I really want to be able to be on a proper schedule.
The only thing that sucks about shorts, you're not going to get the watch hours.
No, you're just not getting watch hours.
Yeah.
But this is live on my YouTube and my Twitch right now.
Do you have any people watching on your YouTube?
I did have people earlier watching.
Good. Good. People will always go back and watch these streams. I'm still getting views. Probably after today, it's gonna stop because I'll still get more views throughout the week on this. But as soon as we make a new one, the previous episode just dies completely.
I need to make a new thumbnail for our Just Chattings because I only got 11 views for our Just Chat last week. I had over 15 on Twitch.
I think it's 100 something.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a slow,
about 100 something views.
It's a slow uphill climb, dude.
Oh, ain't that the truth? So, but what I also do is I pin it to the top for all the returning viewers. Mm-hmm. So let me see. Last week, it says about 100 because this isn't updated yet, but in studio I think it's 101. So that's not bad. We're getting there. We're getting there.
I
We're
got, you
growing.
know what? Like, it's funny because even though this is old news, if Laura Croft is coming to Call of Duty in season 5, like, I want to actually report on that because I love Laura Croft. And this finding the time to make YouTube content. Well, not only that, D man, like I
Have you
stream
seen
on.
any of his stuff?
I
Have you
have
watched?
not,
Yeah.
but D man, I will check. I'll check your
I
channel
feel
for
you on
sure.
that. I see. We all go through it, and he's growing. He's growing.
That's great. I'm glad to see that. Glad to see a fellow YouTubers doing their thing.
That's one thing I do enjoy. I enjoy seeing the smaller guys, smaller than myself, because we're both still very small.
Yes, very.
But seeing them grow just like I did, and I like to help smaller guys. Hey, eventually we might even have D-Man on here.
Sure, why
Just
not?
bring him on to say, hey, you might want to join us for an episode. I know I got a couple of other smaller guys that I've talked to that definitely said yes. One of the guys who works with Geeks and Gamers, which I talk to him quite often on social media. I just haven't reached back out to him. We've been doing this. We haven't had a consistent schedule, so that's why I haven't been asking people. But I know our last 3 episodes we've been on point. So in about a week or two, once I know for a fact we'll be able to do it all, I'm going to start reaching out. We'll get guests back in.
Yeah.
So, but we need to find the right groove. So, but people are still watching some of the older episodes. It's weird.
That's nice. No, it's good because I don't know because maybe I hope that they enjoy our conversation and rants. I mean, we try to stay on top of it
They
as
like
much
to
as
see how some of our predictions or conversations, how well they aged. And it's funny how stuff can age very well or age very poorly in the matter of a week or two.
I know, depending on the news week. But boy, I think last week was pretty.
Oh, dude, there was nothing last week. Did you see the stuff I was pulling out of my butt in order to make
it was good. I was like, wow, he found this, huh? All right. It's good, though. I mean, it's good.
Dude, there were days where I'm just sitting there just digging, and I'm staying up till 3 a.m. trying to find something, and then found something. I'm like, here we go. Here we go. Another controller announcement. Here we go. So,
yeah.
Yes, John does watch everything.
Appreciate that,
I will
John.
tell you, one of my friends that I used to work with at Best Buy, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, was one of my first subscribers and supported me and still watches. One of the few people that still watches everything. I'm greatly appreciative of that. So, but with that being said, we went on our side quest was like an epic side quest. It was a half an hour.
Yeah.
We usually only do it for 15 minutes.
No, but it's about that time though. Got a dip.
Yeah, this was a little longer. We actually don't usually go more than about an hour and 20 at most.
Well, we had to start later. I do apologize for that, but we're here.
Yeah, it's always your fault. Always your fault.
It's always my fault.
Wait, except for the other day when you got in here before I did. How did that happen? What was I doing? Pooping? No. What happened? Maybe I was pooping.
I don't remember. Hi, Rara. I am having a kick butt day. I appreciate you stopping by.
Dude, I'm going to show you a couple of things before we'll log off because these are my only PC games that I have physically. And I want to see if you know any of them.
Oh my gosh, Spore, dude. That's from like
Windows XP and Windows Vista.
Oh my gosh, Spore is
2008.
I was gonna say 2003.
And then, yes, I still have this on PC.
Wow.
This is vanilla. Then, wait for it.
Guild Wars, bro.
ATI, buddy. ATI.
Wow. Wasn't that during the like voodoo era of GPUs? Wow.
Whoops.
Hey man, that's a good start. It's a good collection.
And my favorite, it's my last one. I've opened it.
Elder Scroll
Anthology.
Very nice. Very nice, dude.
So those are all my PC games, and it has Arena, Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. So that's all my physical PC games. That's it.
Dude, I have a physical of Diablo 3. I have a physical. I found a physical of my StarCraft 2. It's here now. It's just in boxes, man. I need to organize things, but eventually.
I bought World of Warcraft, the Lich King one, that expansion, the big collector's edition, right?
Yeah.
And all the other ones before it were skyrocketing to like $300, $400, $500, and I kept it for about a year because that's when they started to skyrocket. This one nosedived.
Ouch.
So I ended up selling it for what I got. Well, I ended up breaking even. About 6 months later, you know what it did?
It went up.
To almost like $500. But I was like, all right, I've had it for a year and some change, and it's just tanking. So, all right, and I don't play the game, and I sold it, and hey, is what it is.
Woohoo! Wahoo!
Yeah, we said that earlier in the cast because my new computer has the Ryzen, and I was like, ATI. My personal first computer had ATI. Over 200 physical PC games. I do have 2 Power Rangers games that you would just put the disc in and it came like in the jewel case. Ninja Storm and something else. I forget what it is. But those are somewhere, I don't know, probably in a box in the garage or my closet somewhere with all the other PC stuff. I have a lot of old PC stuff way back in the day. But it is now 11:01. Thanks to everybody who has stuck around with us tonight, joined us later, watched the entire thing, whether it's John, D-Man, Graham, Cody, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Kevin, who am I missing? Well, okay, I'll have to scroll through the last almost 2 hours of chat, but thank you everybody who's in here and all the lurkers. We love you guys too. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Tell everybody about this podcast. And if you haven't, go subscribe to that. I can never do this correctly.
It's because it's reversed, dude.
Yeah. It's like that guy. Go subscribe to him. Do it now if you haven't already. So thank you guys so much.
Sorry.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Thank you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for the.
You want to say, Nick, before we log off?
Well, don't forget what we say around here. Go ahead. You do it. Logan, you do it.
Be legendary.
See you guys.
Thanks again. I like the fact that you're jumping on the legendary bandwagon.
Absolutely.